cool. Perfect.
This is also
So natural.
I just love how tall I look. Look, can you just tell YouTube that? Can you just tell YouTube I'm 6 feet tall? Can you just?
Yeah, Rach is actually 6 feet tall. Can we get the measuring tape? You know. What's up, YouTube? We're back. Husband and wife combo. Dan and Rach. Radix Gym. Today, we're just gonna rant. Tell me your biggest pet peeve in the gym.
Honestly,
It's not a list of
yeah. There's two
I
things.
have a list of things.
Yeah. There's two things. There's not putting the weights on the bar properly.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
But my
By
biggest,
properly, what do you mean though? Explain. Just
like, the biggest weight goes on the inside, like
The heaviest
first.
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if you have a 10, like take it off and put a 15 on. Take it off, put a 25 on. Like.
You know what I find that's so interesting? How that, like, being in a gym space, how lazy people can be in a gym space. This is a space that is supposed to be where people are getting rid of that lazy quality, but it still like creeps up in any type of way where people can like cut corners or
I
save
think we're
time.
wired to cut corners to like try to be
as
efficient.
a human being, you mean? Yeah.
But I think that
like,
what people
come
don't
on, man.
realize is that
like
it's
a
actually
10
more
and then
efficient.
a 45, I want to kill
Yeah,
myself. if I see
I
that.
know. It's actually more efficient to do it properly. It's like with everything. It's like with technique, right? It's more efficient to do it properly.
But people want to muscle it
Yeah.
because they don't want to spend the time or the energy or the effort not to be stupid.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so that's pet peeve number one. So if you're doing it, if you're loading a 10 and then a 45, don't.
And there's certain exercises that need clips and certain exercises that don't need clips. And no one ever
is a
puts
pet peeve?
clips on. Yeah, no one ever puts clips on when they need them.
Ah.
And it's
And
like,
then they put clips on. Who puts clips on when they do?
yeah, like you don't need clips for like a back squat,
True.
right? Like the bar's not going anywhere.
Unless you're like super lopsided.
Yeah.
That's not good either though.
Yeah, but there's some overhead squats today that were like,
Oh yeah, there's so many things in an overhead squat that could be off, like ankle mobility, hip. One of your hips is a
tough
little
one.
tighter than the other one. One of your
Exposes
shoulders
all
doesn't
those
set.
weaknesses.
Yeah, overhead squat is the great equalizer. If you got a big overhead squat, you got a lot of things going right in your life. And if it's super weak compared to your back squat, then you have some issues you need to deal with, right?
yeah, for sure.
Those are your two pet peeves?
No,
That's weak.
My biggest pet peeve is actually people not kipping their pull-ups.
Not kipping pull-ups.
Yeah, like when the bros
Wow,
come
this
in.
is a whole different take on pull-ups right now. Okay.
Yeah, like when
explain
the
to me about
bros
a
come
bro.
in and they only want to do like strict pull-ups and then they like don't do the full range of motion.
That's not a strict pull-up then.
Yeah, I know.
That's fake pull-ups.
I know, but then they call kipping pull-ups cheating. But
That's
the
even
kip, you're training the
worse.
full range of motion because the standard for a pull-up is full extension at the bottom and chin over the bar at the top. So if a kip gets you there, you're training the full range of motion. But a strict pull-up that you think is better than a kipping
But
pull-up.
you're doing this. It's
That's
like
my
doing
number one
push-ups
pet peeve.
like this.
Maybe that's just because this is a training cycle that we've been in an overhead
No,
squat and pull-up training cycle.
no,
but-
rant on him. I 100% agree with her right now. If your strict pull-ups look like this at the bottom and you're bent and you're doing this, and even worse if you're doing this at the top and you're not even pulling your chin over the bar, that's nothing. It's nothing, bro. You're not getting anything out of that. You might as well be doing bicep curls like this. You're not
And that's
doing
why
anything.
my favorite workouts are pull-ups and overhead squats.
Yes, let's go. We did Nancy today, so
That's a
goes
good
to show
one.
you why she's so pet peeved right now.
Yeah.
People who can't do pull-ups properly. Listen, leave the ego at the door. If you have to do them in one at a time, do them one at a time. Nobody else cares. Only you think that other people are watching you work out.
That's
in reality,
true. Yeah.
ain't nobody watching your ugly push-ups or pull-ups, bro.
Except coach.
Right? Yeah, except for coach.
Coach has already judged you.
Literally
so.
judged you already. But trust me, the rest of the gym is
Yeah.
just trying to survive like you.
Yeah.
Might as well do it properly. On top of that, when you get caught on the Instagram story doing those ugly pull-ups, you're gonna cringe at yourself, and that's a horrible feeling all on its own. Right? No other pet peeves.
I got no other pet peeves because the doors are open. So to me, if the doors are open at the gym,
Springtime.
like everything's golden. That's just like
It is a better-
prime gym time, doors open, fresh air.
It is a better feeling,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Come on, dig deep. You got another one.
It's been so long. Yeah.
Yeah, bro reps in general.
Bro reps in general.
reps,
Push-ups are also really bad for
push-ups
bro
are
reps. We're coming up to
brutal.
Murph, so that's
And we
going to
did
be bro
Cindy
reps
this
central.
week, and some of the push-ups I had
Yeah.
to witness. Goodness gracious, guys. Again, leave your ego at the door. Touch your chest on the ground, lock your elbows out.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but clearly not.
Yeah, it's tough because like some people, they just want to come in and they just want to sweat and they just want to move, or they have range of motion issues, and like that's your thing, whatever.
Yeah,
but if
how
you
do
want
have
that,
a range of motion issue in a push-up?
yeah, no, I know.
Unless you have some seriously jammed up elbows that you can't lock out.
I can name some people.
It's true. This is mobility. But even though, like, those people, like, they don't make that extra effort to, like, try to actually lock
Yeah.
out. It looks like a free-falling, like, humping the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah, exactly. But the whole point of CrossFit is that it's measurable, is that there's a standard that you do every time so that you can repeat it.
Yes.
And everyone follows that same standard. So like I said, if you want to just come in and do a boot camp workout where you're just
But
moving
this ain't
and
boot
sweating.
camp, bro.
Well, I know, exactly. There's a difference. You want that RX, you want to say like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm measuring it, I'm making progress. You want to make sure that your time in the gym is worth it, that you're like doing something. And if you're not measuring it, then you don't know what you're doing and you don't know if you're getting better.
It's true.
It's like with your food, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're eating, then you can't say like, oh, I'm eating healthier or I need to eat healthy. Like healthier than what? Like how much are you actually eating? Well, I'm not losing weight, but I'm eating healthy.
Oh, I could rant on that all day. The amount of people who come, here's Coach Dan's about to take his shirt off, okay? The amount of people who come in this gym and tell me they eat healthy, and when I ask them to explain what that means, can't even define what that means. But in their mind, they've decided that they eat healthy. And when I finally get them to write everything they eat in a day down, you're like, this is like 45% healthy at best. Okay, that is a huge pet peeve for me. You have to have a realistic expectation of why you are where you are in the moment. If you're coming to me and you're 50 pounds overweight and everything in your life is going wrong around your health, but you still eat healthy, just do the math. It's 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 at that point, right? So just having an honest conversation with yourself about where you're at, it could be the best thing you've ever done on a personal level. And holding yourself to a higher standard as far as how you view what you're doing and who you are would make this whole world a better place, don't you think? Oh, man. Yeah, I eat healthy. Well, the email comes back and it's like, well, I had chips here and I bought food out at McDonald's there. And it's like, so where was the healthy in all of that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I ate an apple that day. Like, oh, gosh.
Or I hit my macros. Okay, great. Like, let me see. Okay, perfect. Yeah, 1,650 calories. That's, like exactly what your calculation. Oh, 800 calories were from snacks. I've had clients show me that literally half of their calories were from snacks that were like hot chocolate, pretzels. I'm like, are you a grown up? Like, why are you eating snacks all day? Like, these are like, my kids don't eat that many snacks, like eat a meal or two.
How did we get to that point though? Like
Just-
as a society, how
Yeah,
did we get to the point where we snack on garbage food all
It's
the time?
just because it's there. And so it's not even like a conscious decision for most people. It's just ubiquitous. It's just like, who was just saying that it's just there? There's that table at the office. It's just in the lunchroom. They just bring lunch into the office. Like,
yeah,
like
but you have
takeout meals and
zero.
stuff like that.
Do you have zero discipline?
I
That you have to eat everything that people put in front of your face? Seriously,
oh yeah, well, not me.
that
either.
drives me nuts. Like, absolutely crazy. Like, have a little bit of self-restraint.
But
man.
they're starving on the inside because they're not eating nutrient-dense food. They're hitting their calories with whatever junk, but they're not nourished because they're not getting their basic needs met in terms of like protein vitamins, minerals, like essential
electrolytes.
fatty acids, like all these things, right? That's why like just pure macros on their own, like you could just fill that with garbage. There has to be a consideration for food quality.
That guy ate McDonald's, like.
Oh yeah.
It was like that documentary a long time ago. But
yeah,
like
yeah.
in 30 days, he was like depressed and he had all these health issues and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's when not all protein is created equal.
Well,
too.
I don't even know what you call a hamburger meat in a McDonald's burger.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's probably like dead cat somewhere in front of the road. But they're making money.
Oh my
you know?
gosh.
Like,
well,
you can't
they're
hate
making
on-
money off of us, and everyone's making money off of sick people.
That's true too. That's the problem I have with the government making food guidelines for people and studies that are funded by Big Pharma or Coca-Cola is like whose interests are they looking out for? It's for them,
Not mine.
these corporations, it's just the bottom line of how much money they can make. So how can they steer people in the direction of eating whatever they're trying to produce for you? Or Big Pharma, like they make more money when people are sick. So Pfizer makes more money when people have COVID. If there was no sickness, then they wouldn't need to make, vaccines and medicines and all this crap for people. And we've just gotten so far from living a balanced, healthy lifestyle that people have all kinds of issues because they don't know how to treat themselves properly and eat and live the way that we were designed to live.
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up eating healthy. Like my mom cooked all of our meals from scratch and stuff, but I didn't understand until I started doing CrossFit and learned how important nutrition is for your body, for your energy, for being able to perform in the gym, but also just all the trickle over effects into the rest of your life, and just why it's so important to get rid of those processed foods.
I remember being 12 and my mom made me do Atkins diet. As a 12-year-old, I learned very quickly how carbohydrates work in your body and where energy comes from. When you're 12 years old and you're growing and you're playing lots of sports and your mom's feeding you egg whites, and I'm like after a dinner of chicken breast, and I'm sitting there thinking like, I'm not gonna survive. Like I'm so hungry. I have no energy. And then my dad being like telling my mom how great dinner was, and then she would clean up and he's like, oh, let's go play. And we get outside and he's like, we're going to McDonald's right now. And taking us to get McDonald's. So there's extremes. Like there's like, does a 12-year-old boy, a growing boy who's playing sports need to be eating a low carb Atkins diet? No, that's a good way to make him hate food for the rest of his life. But does a balanced, healthy lifestyle for a 12-year-old make sense? Yes. What my dad did by taking us to McDonald's. Also,
Didn't he used to keep like a bunch of junk in the trunk of the car too?
Yeah.
Like
my mom was like such a health nut, but like always like, this is the problem. This is before like there was social media or anything, and so anything that was marketed was like books. So it was like Atkins diet book, and it would go kind of viral within the people who were working out at the gym, whatever, and then everybody was doing it. But nobody had the resources to research what was actually being fed to them, and they're just believing these people who are selling them something to make money off of them. And so I don't blame my mom. I blame these idiot doctors who decided that this was good for the masses and everybody had to do a super low carb diet to be healthy, and then made a bunch of money by selling all those books and live on a yacht somewhere. But at least now we have so much more information available to us, and my children, as they grow older, will not end up on a low carb Atkins diet, hating everything they eat. Oh man, I love you, Mom. Now I design meal plans and workouts for my mom, and the revenge is sweet.
Well,
Mom, you get no carbs.
well, yeah, our kids have a pretty sweet.
Our kids have an awesome diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love salmon, lamb,
Steak.
yeah,
Sushi.
sushi, yeah,
Yeah. All kinds of fruits.
yeah.
Yeah. They're not super picky. Malachi can be a bit picky, but it more depends on his mood than
Yeah.
him actually being picky about stuff.
They had smoothies this morning.
Yeah, oh, they love smoothies.
Yeah.
They love protein smoothies. But the twins are super fat, so they don't skip meals.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
else you want to tell the people?
That's it. Do real pull-ups
Yes.
and eat real food.
Eat real food, do real
That's-
pull-ups, and your life will change for the better.
And do overhead squats.
Drastically. Yes.
Do hard things. That's what it is. Do hard things.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Like-
if I say, if you suck at overhead squats, focus on it as like your main focus for lifting, and everything will change from your back squat, front squat.
Yeah, your
all the
whole
way
body
through.
will improve. Your
The
whole
whole body.
body strength, your body symmetry. Like if you work on it a lot, it will improve.
Yeah.
The only reason why not to have a good overhead squat is if your back squat is like really, really big.
Even then, you're missing out. Definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, if you haven't liked and subscribed, then something's wrong with you. So make sure you leave a comment about your biggest gym pet peeve down below. I'd love to hear it. I will do nothing about it, but leave it down below. Like, subscribe. We'll catch you guys next time.
I'm like, I can't even bounce on my balance. Nothing. Oh my god.
Oh, hold on.